Nancy Sato. I am on the Tohoku tour in 2016 with Otonowa. Last year I was very fortunate to be on the tour as apparently one of the founding members of the Band-Aid group. So we just assist. Luckily, I know Akira Tana from college actually, and we re-met because we actually happen to live in the same neighborhood and our kids are the same age. And so he was talking about the Tohoku tour, and since my daughter teaches English in Japan and I was visiting her in Akita-ken, Japan, he said, oh, we're going to be traveling, the same time. So he invited me on the tour, and I thought, what a wonderful way to spend the week when my daughter was working, to go on this tour to see the tsunami ravaged areas of Tohoku. Another reason it was important to me was I had done my PhD dissertation research in Japan, and one of my big trips with my family was to go up the coast of Tohoku. So I had been to all these towns when they were thriving towns with wonderful artisans and beautiful islands. And so I thought, oh, having done a lot of relief efforts and fundraising for the tsunami survivors once it happened, I thought it would be really moving to be able to be in those towns and help them again through this tour. So the first year I had met some of the musicians at Akira's home over the course of the year. I did not know what to expect. I don't really know musicians or hang around with musicians, so I had no idea what this tour would be like. But once I joined the tour the first time, I realized this was a real special group of 4 men who each have their own different personality, but when they come together, just like their jazz music, they form this wonderful magic bond and set of music. So their characters and as a band to travel with them is a special experience, just as their music is a special experience. And one of the reasons is because each of them is so different in their characters and their talents, but they are all very deep feeling and thoughtful human beings that share and are flexible enough with one another that they're great as a traveling group too. And that actually includes the Saki Kono, the tour organizer, not just the 4 band members. So, cause she's the singer and she's wonderful. So I just had a wonderful time the first time, which is why I decided to come back another time. Just to, again, and also to see, because the first time meeting all the people and hearing their stories and seeing their communities, I was curious to see how much progress had been made. And it's nice to see that there has been some progress, even though it's sad to see that they're still in these temporary places and to know what they used to have. It'd be nice if they could keep rebuilding and finding the connections with each other. Yesterday, especially when there was this huge community gathering in was it Ofunato, at the sports center, and it reminded me of my own research, because the lady at the center explained that they try to do activities to bring the community together, because they've been the tsunami just scattered them to so many communities, and they're still having to move from temporary to this and then being moved again, so that they keep losing connections at a time after a disaster. You need to rebuild connections, and so their center is meant to do that. And what she loved about the concert, and this gets back to why music is so important, is that it's a chance to bring, so all those different people can come together again physically in one location. So that get opportunity. Then what she mentioned is they really like to sing, and so the singing together and the music brings them all together as one, which is a really nice emotional feeling to have, and that was really important. She loved that about Otonowa's performance yesterday. 2 of the biggest highlights have been on the Japanese community side. meeting several of the shopkeepers and how open they are to talk about what happened to them, and what friendly and kind people and giving people they are. Even though they've lost so much, they still want to give to us. Even though we're trying to give back to them, they still want to give of their hearts and of their stories. And that is really touching and moving to know that they can be so resilient and so strong despite what they've been through. And then the other highlight is on the band side, which is to see how moving this experience is for the band members, and how important it is for them to keep coming back too. Because I think it's not only something that helps the community, which is what the purpose of the trip is, but I think the band members, it helps them too. And I think it's a really important cross-cultural exchange that happens, and I'm glad that they're doing it. Hi, I'm Nancy Sato. I am the pioneer band. I am the founding member of the Band-Aids. Oh, I'm going to tell Akira I want that title, the founding member of the Band-Aids.